Hi everyone, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? My name is Samantha Allenderry. I'm a speech language pathologist and the founder of Parkinson Voice Project. I'm here to help you keep your voice and strong as forever. That's our goal. Our goal is not only to help you with Parkinson's to improve the strength of your speech and your voice, but to help you maintain it forever. We are going to run through the 6 Speak Out exercises. Speak Out is the name of the speech therapy program that was developed by Parkinson Voice Project. We are a nonprofit solely dedicated to helping people with Parkinson's improve, so regain, and maintain their speech and communication. Let's all go ahead and take a sip of water. We need to take plenty of sips of water as we do these exercises. So let's take a sip of water with intent. Here we go. We're going to start with the first Speak Out exercise, which is called the warm-up. I want you to say every sound. I want you to project your voice forward. Connect as many of the sounds as you can. Here we go. Use lots of intent and speak out. May, me, my, mo, moo. Make sure every sound is going forward. Parkinson's wants to bring everything. It wants to make it small and bring it this way. Be confident. Be deliberate. Speak out. Here we go. May, me, my, mo, moo. You should feel your voice lifting and going forward. Let's do it again. May, me, my, mo, moo. A question came in about the warm-up. I'm going to go ahead and read it. It says it's from Judith, and she said, some 60 years ago in our choir practice, we would do the may, me, my, mo, moo sounds for warm-up. We would work our way up the scale and then down the scale. Would this be just as effective to do it that way as you do in your lesson? So, maybe. One thing as you're doing these exercises is I want you to think about that they should not sound like singing. So as we're speaking out, it's may, me. It's not may, me, my, mo, moo. I do not have a good singing voice, okay? So when you do it like that, may, me, my, mo, moo, I am not using the same amount of effort. I'm not expanding my lungs as much. I'm not contracting the muscles and the vocal folds and even actually moving my mouth as much as when I go, may, me. So keep in mind, working on singing is very different from trying to remediate speech deficits and Parkinson's. When we do the exercises, we're trying to activate the muscles that we use both for speaking and swallowing. So I guess the answer is if you could go up the scale and use the same amount of effort as when you're doing it the way we normally do it, then it would be okay. I can't believe I actually tried to sing that without warming up my voice in front of y'all. But you could tell when I did it, it sounded weaker. It wasn't as good. So if you can go up and down the scale with the same amount of effort, expanding the lungs, moving your mouth with intent, I guess it would be okay. Let's do another one. Here we go. May, me, my, mo, moo. Again. May, I don't want you yelling. I want you projecting your voice like you're over a crowd. Let's do it one more time. May, me, my, mo, moo. You should feel that you're working. You shouldn't be too tired right now, but you should feel that you're working. Let's take a sip of water and we'll move on to the next exercise. The next exercise is the ah. And just like we mentioned with singing, it should not sound like singing. It should not be ah. It should be ah, like that, because we're trying to activate the speech and swallowing muscles. I'm going to go ahead and hold up the timer. All right. Here we go, everybody. 10 seconds with intent. Ready? Don't worry if you can't hold it 10 seconds, but that's the maximum. Now, as you do ah, lift the voice. You should feel it's lifting up and forward, just speaking out. So it's ah. Let's try it again, everybody. We'll reset. Here we go. Lift it. Ah. Is your mouth open? Are you being deliberate? You need to. We're trying to activate the intentional motor system that is not as dependent on dopamine. That's why it works. So we need to do that. Here we go. Again. I am more concerned with the strength and the quality of the voice. If you can only get a great sounding ah for a couple seconds, that's okay. You will build up the muscles. It takes a lot of coordination. Think about it. You're taking the area and you're contracting the muscles, pushing the air up in order to keep an ah at the same volume, with the same vocal quality, the coordination of how the air is coming up and the vocal folds are vibrating. It has to be just spot on. So it's not easy to do with Parkinson's. Let's do it again. Let's do a 5-second ah. Ready? The best ah of your life. Here we go. Ah. Ooh. Somebody had told me my 5-second ah was not really 5 second. I think you're right. Wow, that was short. Let's do another one. 5 second. Ready? Ah. All right, let's take a sip of water. We'll move on to the next speak out exercise. As I mentioned earlier in the week, singing is great exercise, but it does not replace the speak out exercises. Sure, you're exercising the muscles when you sing, but you're not using the same intensity level as when you do the speak out exercises. So you do the speak out exercises, and then later on for extra practice, you do singing. That's great. Next exercise is the ah. We're going to project the ah forward and then glide up. We're not going to do it like singing, so it's not ah. No, it's ah. Ready? Ah. Stop. Ah. Do you see that it's not yelling? We're projecting, we're speaking out, but it's not the same as singing. Let's do it again. Stop. Did you say that with intent? Do it again. to get as many little notes in there as we can. This directly links to how expressive your voice is in conversation. If you can't produce the notes when you're doing these exercises, then those notes might be missing in your conversational speech, and having a monotone, flat-sounding voice is a common symptom with Parkinson's, and you don't want it. You want your voice to be colorful, so you can make it that way by using intent. Let's do another glide. Stop. Don't hold your breath. Let's take a sip of water before we do the last one. Think about it as you sip your water. Use intent. Before Parkinson's, speaking and swallowing was automatic. You could talk, take a sip of your wine, do all that all at the same time. It was automatic. Now it has to be intentional. All right, one more glide. Imagine you're in the shower. No one's home. Give it all you've got. Don't be shy. Here we go. Stop. Good. Do you feel like you're getting a workout? I hope so. On a scale of 1 to 10, are you working at an 8 or 9? Make sure you are. Okay, next exercise. Now, for the ahs and the glides, we were working the respiratory muscles and the phonatory, the vocal folds, but our mouth was open. Okay, now we're going to add words. Now we're going to have to articulate. But we start with something easier than regular words. We start with counting. We're moving up the hierarchy. So now we'll be coordinating the breathing, the respiratory, phonatory, articulatory systems. Say every number. We're counting to 20. Project every number up and over. Stop at the end of each line. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I've been asked before if, with Parkinson's, to improve your facial expression, should you be doing facial exercises? The answer is no, they do not work. You do not need to do facial exercises. When you speak out, you move these muscles more. So what you want to do is you want to speak with intent. And when you do the exercises, you exaggerate it. That's why I'm moving my mouth this much. Use a lot of intent. Do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Throw it forward. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So when we do the exercises, we're extra deliberate. Okay? Work hard. Let's do it backwards. Make sure you are lifting the voice. Imagine projecting it over a crowd. All right? Start with 20. Go backwards. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. Did you notice that I took a breath in there? You don't have to do each line on one breath. You take a breath whenever you need it. Start with 15. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, up and over. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me know if I'm giving you enough time at the end of each line. I got some feedback that I was doing them too quickly. So let me know if that speed is better for you. These exercises are for you. All right, take a sip of water with intent. We're going to pick up our glass and use intent. With Parkinson's, anything that used to be automatic now has to be intentional. I'm going to show you a picture. Get ready to tell me with intent who this is. Are you ready? Who is this? William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare. For our reading today, we are going to read some quotes about William Shakespeare. I found these the other day when it was National Devil's Food Cake Day. I was looking for quotes about cake and food, and I found these Shakespeare quotes, and I thought these would be good. I'm going to share my screen. Well, we have no idea what the problem is. I'm so sorry. We're doing Shakespeare quotes. Hopefully everybody can find it. Here we go again. I'm going to share my screen. We will move on to the next quote. Here we go. We're reading Shakespeare with intent. Here we go. Truly thou art damned like an ill roasted egg all on one side. What play did this quote come from? Say it with intent. And what act and what scene? Are you able to read the quote and then answer the questions with intent? Let's read the quote again, but this time we're going to pause at the commas. We're not going to pause at the end of each line. It's kind of awkward that way. Here we go. Truly, thou art damned like an ill-roasted egg, all on one side. What play is this from? What act and what scene? When you read, did you speak out? When you said, as you like it, did you project out? So all the time, from now on, for the rest of your life, you need to speak out. All the time. When you exercise, you exaggerate it. When you talk in conversation, you still speak out. So say, as you like it. Say it again. As you like it. Okay, let's do the next one. Concentrate. Here we go. We will stop a little bit, slightly at the end of each line. Up and over. Here we go. 8 wild boars roasted whole at breakfast, but 12 persons there. What Shakespeare play is this quote from? What act and what scene? So when I said, what play, did you say Antony and Cleopatra with intent? Act 2, scene 1. Ready? Act 2, scene 1. Speak out. Act 2, wait. Oh my gosh. Act 2, scene 1. Ready? Act 2, scene 1. What act? Act 2, scene 1. Let's try the next one. Here we go. All right, let's read this whole quote all the way through, but focusing on every word with intent. 'Tis an ill cook that cannot lick his own fingers. What play is this from? What act and what scene? Are you saying every word with intent? Let's do it again. You exaggerate the reading, and then you answer the questions with intent, but you just don't exaggerate quite as much. Let's read it again. 'Tis an ill cook that cannot lick his own fingers. Do it again. 'Tis an ill cook that cannot lick his own fingers. What play is this from? What act and what scene? Did you say Romeo and Juliet? Do you see how Juliet has to go up, speak out? Say Romeo and Juliet again. Romeo and Juliet. Now, I'm going to ask you, what play was it from? Do you feel it? Do you feel how you're speaking out? This is how you're going to talk to everybody from now on with Parkinson's. You can do this, but you have to practice. You have to practice. Let's go ahead and do another one. And by the way, we are posting this PDF in our chat feature on our website. If you're practicing with us on Facebook, try out our website and you will see the PDF. You can download it and practice these phrases, practice these quotes, just like we're doing now. Here we go. Let's read this one. I am a great eater of beef, and I believe that does harm to my wit. Let's do it and pause at the comma. Here we go. I am a great eater of beef, and I believe that does harm to my wit. Which play is this from? What act and what scene? Let's read it again with more intent. I am a great eater of beef, and I believe that does harm to my wit. Which play is this from? Who wrote the play? Have you seen this play? Did you answer every question with intent? Are you starting to catch on to what you need to do to improve your speech and communication with Parkinson's? I hope so. Let's take a sip of water. We're going to end with Dr. Boone's words. I have no idea what was going on with the audio today. We'll try to figure it out. Technology. If you're new to the broadcast, we end every session with these nonsense words that are geared towards strengthening the back of the tongue. So no, you don't need to do facial exercises and tongue exercises. If you're using enough intent, when we do these sessions, you're exercising those muscles. All right, lift up and over the crowd. Here we go. Gu la gung ga ga. Gu la gung ga ga. One more time. Gu la gung ga ga. The second one. Did you see what happened? I didn't use intent. Let's do the second one. Which one are we going to do? The second one. Every time you say something, speak out. Here we go. Ku ka mangu ka. Ku ka mangu ka. In front of you. Ku ka mangu ka. It's hard work, it's tedious, but it works. Here we go. Gangla, gangla, gangla. And the last one. Kukla. Exaggerate. Kukla. In front of you. Kukla. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I hope you really, really think about speaking with intent and walking with intent and writing with intent. Anything that used to be automatic that you did without conscious effort before Parkinson's, you now need to make it intentional, because you're activating a motor system that is not as dependent on dopamine. That's why it works. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.